the Amama Soldiers were not involved. On Tuesday, the argument was that the Amama Soldiers were involved in the killing of I think one person in Degema. Now, the background story, I think there was supposed to be a funeral, a burial ceremony, and something led to another disagreement, not following communal practices and all of that conversation. And then we saw, I watched the video, and we heard gunshots and people running, scampering to safety. And we saw the situation where one person, I think one person was injured. It was being carried by people, and they were screaming and shouting, "They don't shoot," and all of that stuff. So right now I have a guest, and I'm very grateful for the network right now. I would not lie. I have a guest who is the spokesperson of Royal. Is it Fouche? Is it how it's pronounced now? Fouche. Yeah. I believe that's the official name for the Amama Soldiers. Correct me if I'm wrong again.
That's the name of the organization.
Okay, the organization. All right. So the voice you just listened to right now is Ekiyor-zua Boma Daniels. Good to have you, Ekiyor, on the show. Good afternoon. All right. So tell me, Royal Fouche, you said it is the organization. Tell me about it. Is it Amama Soldiers, or what exactly is Royal Fouche?
Royal Fouche is a private security company that has been in existence since over 2 years and counting.
Okay.
And they've been operating in Nigeria for that long, as Royal Fouche.
It's security outfit that has been operating for years. How long again?
A security company.
Okay.
Private security company that has been operating for the past 2 years and counting.
2 years. So when you say security company, what exactly do you do? Do you protect pipelines? Do you protect what exactly do you do? Because I remember you called in on Monday on the Morning Crossfire, and you were trying to explain, but you did not have enough time. I remember listening to the show that day. So tell me, what exactly does your company do?
Yes, we are, like the word goes, is a security company that is into securing life and property, and we are engaged with corporate bodies like government and private sector that needed security to secure their personnel and infrastructures, and we, to some extent, we get into the insecurity that is in the country. Yes, so sometimes we are contracted to be able to quell such, so that's what we do.
So you've also been contracted by government to quell insecurity in Nigeria. Can you give me examples?
Yes.
Where?
Yes.
When where have you been contracted, please?
Well, we've been contracted in various states, across the nation, and not mostly like in River State, but maybe various states in across the nation. Where we have our presence in River State is because that is our mother state, and that's the headquarters of our operational base. So that's what we had.
So you have also been contracted in River State. What area in River States or areas have you been contracted to?
We have not been contracted in River State.
Okay.
What we are doing in River State is much more of a social corporate responsibility, giving back what we have to the communities, like a host community or a host environment.
Okay. So for
example, the Emola Calabari road you used to know was a very notorious route of kidnapping and all whatnot. So we deem it fit to give back to the community based on the fact that our forward camp is there around that axis.
So sorry, Ekiyor. You are claiming that the Royal Fouche, aka Amama Soldiers, are responsible for the relative peace along the Emoa Calabari Road. Let me get you straight on that one.
100%, without mincing words. 100%. Every Emoa and Calabari, I think Emoa local government has its various communities, and then Calabari local governments, about 3 of them, that uses that Emowa Kalabari route. And presently, even the construction company that is working on the road can attest to that. Our presence for over 2 years on that road is what caused whatever menace that we've experienced in that road.
Okay. So you said you're giving back your social corporate responsibility. Now, could it also mean, or could it also be that your social corporate responsibility extends to areas in Degema, for instance? Because the allegation is that the Amama Soldiers, or should I say the Royal Fouche, were responsible for the death of the individual, in that little fracas that happened over the weekend.
Well, that is why I say we'll be taking it back, because it's a great disservice to our organization. We do not get involved in community security. We are not vigilantes. We are certified private security firm that operates with the best world party standards. And so, what we are doing, what brought our presence towards that axis, the Emowa Kalabari, was because our forward base is in a particular community in Degema local government, which is Boma, Town. There is our headquarters, so we operate from there to any part of the country or the world. So when we notice that continuous kidnap and all of the nefarious activities happening in that axis, that route, affects our business, as in the people that come to relate with us, and our personnel and our equipment. So we decided to say, okay, let us voluntarily give a voluntary service to secure the road. But we don't go into communities. We don't go into communities.
But can I use what you've just said now and ask this question? You said you decided to secure the Emowa Kalabari route because it was affecting business. Could it also be that you're also indirectly or directly policing the communities? You said you're in Town. Town, I know it's in Degema. Are you also in any way, because of your business in Degema, indirectly or directly policing that area?
Now, before we took up this project of the social responsibility project volunteering, we've never had issues of insecurity, so to speak, that this is concerned beyond the conventional security agencies that are available in that area.
Okay.
They would never had issues to get involved. But you and I know the history of that Emowa Kalabari road, where security agents and personnel were aimed and constantly killed and all of that. So we deem it fit to say, and because we have the indigenous know-how, local know-how, we deem it fit to say, let us take it up from where the government has been able to get to. So that was why we got into that. Now, as for policing the communities, we must have a spelled out agreement of contract before we will get involved to that extent. So it is a gentleman's discussion, that agreement that brought us to that point of policing the route, the Emowa Kalabari route. So we have not discussed with any community in Degema local government or Emowa local government in any axis that we should police their community. So we just confine ourselves to the Emowa Kalabari road, and then Town, where our forward base is. And even in the Town, there are community leaders that goes about policing their community, and we don't delve into the security architecture. But we try as much as we can to confine ourselves to our operation. That's what it is.
Okay. Asari Dokubo is what, the founder, the leader, which is it?
The Royal Fouche is a limited liability company.
Okay.
With, management, and the management is headed by a chief executive officer, which happens to be Alhaji Buhari Dokubo Asari, the Ekiyor-zua of Kalabari Kingdom.
Okay. Now, if I know very well, I stand to be corrected any which ways. Asari Dokubo is from Asari Toro local government area, but he lives in Harristown, which is in Degema local government area. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're correct. His mother is from Harristown.
Okay, his mother
Boma.
His mother is from. I think I've been to his apartment or his house.
Got the options of living in both ways.
Okay, thank you. So, could it be that he has, some leanings or some bias towards, any of the group? Because when I listened on Monday, the people from that community who came in on Monday were accusing some people who, according to their history, were not necessarily from Degema, but they had come, they had migrated to the area and they had stayed there for a while. And then the people who came in on Tuesday accused the other people and also accused the Amama Soldiers of being a part of the whole situation. So could it be possible that Asari Dokubo, whose mother is from Opuama in Degema, could have maybe some certain bias or certain leanings to any of the groups? Is that a possibility?
Well, for me, today, people they might raise insinuations about his biases.
Okay.
But as at the time when the Emo Kalabari road was impassable and he came to rescue, everybody applauded him. Even in your studio, the people that are accusing him said they appreciate the effort of his men or the organization in Emo Kalabari road. Now, it is true that humans can begin to assume, because just being a Kalabari man, there is an issue you have with Kalabari, so you generalize it to every Kalabari man is biased. But that is not the case in this issue. Because first of all, there is no reason that will make him, because he wasn't present, he's been away, he is not present, and all the time that all of these things have been happening, this crisis has been for over 80-something years now. And there are court cases and court cases over this particular crisis.
And that's why I'm asking. And that's why I'm asking. Could there be a bias? I mean, you've worked with him. I do believe he gives the orders and directives. So from your observation, is there a bias?
There cannot be, because if there is even bias, there is a limit to. You look at someone and his status, and you say this person, because of his status in society, he is the chief, a kingdom chief in Kalabari. He is a well-known person. So what will he be so biased that he will come out begin to get into pettiness of communal crisis? This communal crisis has been there. It has moved. A month ago, the accusation of counter-accusation of killing someone from Kakama and Kakama, all of those things, it's not his issue. They have moved from confrontation to further discussions then to the court. And the court have decided these cases. So why would an idle place profile person like outside of the law in solidarity would be so biased that he will allow his bias to get into pettiness of this nation? So he wasn't in this picture at an issue from the beginning. Okay,
sorry. This is hard facts. I'm trying to get all the facts now. So you're saying that if Asari Dokubo has a grievance with someone, a fight with someone, he would not necessarily use the Amama Soldiers. Allow me, please, to use the word the Amama Soldiers, because that's what many people are, know them by, Royal Fouche, whichever one. But let's go with Amama Soldiers. Are you saying that if he had the fight with someone, the Amama Soldiers will not be a part of that fight?
Let me get something clear. Let me get it clear. Every profession has its ethics.
Okay.
And limitation.
Okay.
So it's not because that you are in the position you go beyond the laws. He is a law-abiding citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He has his right to express his opinion over issues, but he will not go beyond the laws and then take laws into his hand. That has been his watchword from day one. And I guess that was what built the organization to this extent, that we have been able to be contracted by government agencies and corporate organizations. So if he had that kind of frequency of breaking the laws and all of that, there will be no credibility about his character and his organization. So today we are hearing this, and it's very unfortunate that we are hearing this from Atala people that he is biased about them. Time they say it's over 80 years old case. They are now looking for who to blame, and then they call it a bad name to hang the dog. That is the situation here. Because we are operational in many states. We have never had issues of communal crisis involvement.
Okay.
We have operations in all of these things. We've never had issues. So his bias cannot begin to start under his nose.
Okay. Yeah, I want to push this further, but maybe I bring it because we've seen videos, but we'll bring out all of that later. Let's move on now. You've said that the CEO is not involved, but do you think there is the possibility that members of the Royal Fouche or staffers of the Royal Fouche, or even let's once again go with the name Amama Soldiers, could have, maybe out of their own bias or out of passion, they could have gone about this and tried to take laws into their hands? Have you thought about it from that angle? Have you investigated it from that angle as well?
Good question. You say this incident happened on the 23rd, Friday, to precise.
Okay. And
there have been various guests talking in your studio and various forums. The organization Royal Fouche is not an organization that is just met. We have ethics and we have rules. So we have thoroughly done our investigation. Even when got us involved in it, for us we thought it was just a rumor until the Nigerian police, Royal Shelter Command, the police PRO mentioned and tried to take the words of, and they said they are investigating. They have not concluded the investigation. They had already mentioned the conclusion to that effect. And then that is the reason we decided to double our own investigation and analysis of the situation on ground.
Okay.
Now, the particular place in question, Ipokuma, we do not have any duty post in that place as I speak. We do not have any duty post in that place. Ipokuma is not part of Emowa Kalabari Road. So, our operations starts from Emowa Kalabari Road stops at Aris Town. From Aris Town up to Omakri Junction. That's our operational coverage area in River State. So now, we do not have any duty post there. What has transpired is that this what they use Amama Soldier is generated from the local colors, where it's a town to town soldier. So when they tag the Royal Fouche staff with that, each time they see someone dressed like us, they tend to call them by that name. And some of these imposters go about with that name and they do whatever what they want to do. We've had issues where we ask the clear people to speak. They say, Amama Soldier. And so no, but it's an imposter. You see that with the fake police and the fake armies everywhere. But wait,
just hold on. Are you saying that they are fake Amama soldiers? Are you saying? I mean, how?
I'm giving you an illustration.
Okay.
I'm giving you an illustration because I can tag anybody that is dressed in a particular uniform that is attached to an organization or an agency as someone that is an authentic member. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
From the public alert. Without verification, there is no identity to show that any Amama Soldier or any Royal Fouche staff was in that environment when this thing happened. What we gathered was that the CDC chairman, the youth president, the women leader, and leaders of the Ipokuma community had issues with Akala, people that were doing a coffin processional burial procession through a particular route. And they had confrontation and the thing went far. When it went far, maybe the Akala people never expected that the Ipokuma people will resist to that extent. So they thought that they had been supported by anybody. And they started throwing spanners at work to say that Royal Fouche staff got into communal crisis, which of course does not not the truth.
Sorry. From your investigation, who do you think shot at that person? Who do you think? Because you've just said the CDC, some youths were. Some youths were. I mean, you said something. I was distracted for a bit. So, who are you blaming, or who are you saying may likely have been responsible for, the fracas that happened on Friday last
From
week?
our investigation, we have a situation of accusation and counter-accusation.
Okay.
That is the situation we are faced here.
Okay.
The Yoruba community is accusing, and the Asala community is doing accusing, and then there's a counter-accusation going on. And this has been for years, more than 80-something years. Now, as an organization, what we do in our investigation is to first of all look at the facts before us, if any of our personnel or staffers were involved. And we found out that none were involved. None of our staffers were involved. So it was an issue of people assuming it's a proper case of assumption. Now,
all right, we have to go for.
Oh yes, Nasco quality cornflakes are so full of nourishing goodness because they are whole flaked cornflakes.
be maybe once again a member. Maybe he was not on duty, but he's from that community. Or maybe I should rephrase. Do you have people from that community as members of the Royal Fouche, aka Amama Soldiers?
Okay, before I go further, let me correct something that you just said now.
Okay.
I did not say that we have been impersonated as far
Okay.
to Royal Fouche staffers.
Okay.
What I'm saying is impersonation is a team that goes transverses through every part of organization.
And then there is the possibility. That's what you said.
And then the possibility I said is that they can be assuming that
Okay.
someone in their career crash,
Okay.
as they were fighting, someone they can assume to be our staff.
Okay.
That is the least can discuss about.
Okay.
Because in the real sense of it, our duty doesn't transcend to that point.
I understand.
There was no time our soldiers were posted to the area of that crisis that happened that
Okay.
day. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay. So now let's get to the question I've just asked you now, which is, do you have members of Royal Fouche who are from that community where this issue started?
Degema.
Yes, in Degema, yeah.
There are staff of Royal Fouche in our recruitment processes that pass through the recruitment processes that are from Degema. There are numerous of them that are from Degema. And as we are speaking, there are even people that are under the beneficiaries of the foundation of the CEO of Royal Fouche from Degema. So we are not only talking about only staff from that being our staff from Degema. We have beneficiaries that are benefiting from the foundation of our CEO from Degema.
Okay. Now, so you're saying that they're from Degema, or people from Degema are members and staffers of your organization, but you're very certain that they were not the ones who perpetrated that act that the police is currently investigating.
That is not because, let me tell you, we are a regimented set of people. If we are posting someone on duty, if the personnel or the staff is on duty, we post him to a duty post. We make sure he does what he is instructed to do. Now, when the staff is done with his task and he goes home, we cannot begin to act like the father or parents of the staff any longer.
Okay.
Our obligation, the obligation he holds to the organization is regimented, and it has a duration. It's not forever. It's not a
I get you.
scenario.
Yeah.
So if a staff finishes his duty post, it goes back to his village or his community or wherever he resides, and to resume work the next day. So there is no way. What we are saying as an organization, we did not post anybody there, and none of our staff by our records were posted in that point or was part of that, because like you rightly mentioned now, we have staff, we recruited staff across the board from all aspects of Nigeria, Niger Delta and River State. So in that manner, we might have as we do ours from there.
Okay.
But whatever they do after we are done with them, after their duty post, it is their own. So it is left for the communities that are saying this to look at their people by their face and tell them that, you came and did this. Don't go and put another person. If I'm working with an organization and then I quarrel with my neighbor will now report my organization to the police if I injure the person. That is not right. So if the person that is accusing knows who had done this to him, he should go to that person. If someone steals the report and then he does something, then you go to sue the management or the government council of Uniform over an act of an individual student that did this thing in his own house. Okay, so I want to ask you a question.
So there is from what you've said is regimented. So there's the possibility that it could have been, but it was not on duty. Now, the question I want to ask is this: are your staff weaponized? Do they carry weapons? Are they armed?
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Come again.
I was asking, and I'm still asking, the people who work for the Royal Fouche, the people who work for Amama Soldiers, do they carry arms? Are they armed?
When I tell you that we are a private security organization, you should know what it entails. And we have gone through the regulations of the government.
Okay.
And been given approval on what to use in our carrying out our duty. So when you say they are armed or they are not armed,
no, I'm just asking.
Being a government recognized private security organization has certain requirements that is approved by the government.
Yes. So in that requirement, are they armed? I know I'm asking because there's a follow-up question. The follow-up question is this: do they carry their arms home if they are, given arms? And that's why I'm asking. So we will know if we can say, oh, someone took it home, and then we can say, oh, since they don't take it, basically, are they armed and do they take their arms home?
Then in the world best practices, when you go to an office, you are given official things to operate.
Yeah.
After your duty, you sign off and relinquishing or submitting the official anything that concerns the office.
Okay.
So at the office, and they go home as an individual. So Royal Fouche cannot be said to be different.
Okay.
We are not ragtag militants or rascals or networks that will just do things in a rascal way, because if we do and our operations are of that nature, the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is properly informed about whatever any organization that is registered does. And by now, we shouldn't be having our certificate. Understand that? So we have never, for any reason, operated below the standards of what an organization would operate with. So asking that or insinuating that a staff of Royal Fouche will go on with official equipment or official material is certainly not a good one, a disservice one.
All right.
Because it makes us look like we are not cold enough of the rules and regulations of an organization of such.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to entertain phone calls right now because we have about 20 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's see. I would like to take this message on WhatsApp first, and there are questions for you, by the way. This person says, please ask your guests these questions. Who is the occupant of Right Navy Captain Ibim Princewill's house at Degema? 1. 2. Who is managing the stadium at Degema? And then he goes ahead to say he can't deny the presence of Amama Soldiers within Degema. They can't deny their involvement in that crisis. Anonymous from Port Harcourt. So what's your reply to that?
Okay, you see, every individual of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has a right to purchase legally property in any part of the country.
Okay.
As we are one unit, federated unit. So if the CEO of Royal Fouche purchases a property in Degema, local government where his mother is from, and as a Calabari man, that doesn't mean that anything that happens in Degema to the extent of communal crisis is part of it. True, the said property was bought and owned by the Accusations, and the property is his own, and the perimeter fencing of the property is what belongs to him, not the entire community.
Okay.
So when some people try to say, even the other time in your business, some of your guests say is land grabbing. If someone is land grabbing, but the person will pay for a particular land legally, and you say that person is land grabbing, then that means you are talking from both sides of your mouth.
Okay.
You cannot see somebody that is law abiding, got possession of a property through due process, and then you now say that same person is land grabbing of transactions that you don't have any evidence of. You accuse that person of land grabbing. So that property is his own. He bought it, he went through the due process, and there was no criminal records related to the deal of that property. So it's not a crime to purchase the property.
Right.
So that it belongs to Accusations.
Okay.
And then he talked about the stadium. Everybody, that the stadium is a civic center where everybody can go and do their extra curriculum activities or exercise. So if for one reason or the other anybody goes there, it becomes they are now maybe they claim it's our parade ground. But like I told you, these are the issues that they are bringing up to be able to want to rope an innocent person into an issue that never confines him.
So you know, this is not the first time you've said it. You've said they're trying to rope an innocent, citizen into an issue that doesn't concern. Why do you think they're trying to rope, Asari Dokubo, Alhaji Asari Dokubo, into this crisis, and if especially it doesn't concern him?
Okay, let me tell you this. Within this month in review, as it relates to communal crisis, there is the last event that happened, as though the crises have been there for ages, over 8 years. The last event that happened was that they were doing their cultural display, and then the Kakama man was killed. That one was there. Then they believe that because they've done that, and they assigned some people Kalabari and some are not Kalabari, they now decide to okay, any Kalabari man that is around of influence can be a target of blackmail. I think that's what they are trying to do.
Okay.
If not, the person in question is not there. He lives like the other individuals. He goes to a recreational place like the stadium. He bought a property. Then they say that is the single reason, or that's the reason why they will criminalize his act or his activity. As law abiding.
All right. So now there's another one on Facebook. Leophil Ngowari Otu says that you people are lying. No Degema boy is an Amama soldier. Asari, even hearing that you are from Degema, will shout for you and chase you. No Degema boy is in Amama Soldiers. What do you have to say concerning that?
Well, I will talk from the position of the organization, because the organization will not delve into sentiments of communal rights and sentiments. What we are saying, you know the challenge of unemployment that is facing our country.
Okay.
And everybody is looking for work. And if you are saying that Fouche as a reputable organization certified by government to take job for people, and the minimum wage is 150,000, far above the required minimum wage of our federal translators and state. And people will say that they will not go and apply to that kind of opportunity. Already they are biased, because they are shooting themselves on the foot by raising this over and over, because I don't want to address it, but it's high time I tell you that they are biased. Are they telling me now, you and me, that the whole of Degema youth, the men and women in Degema youth are all employed, so they don't want to work. So they are living around.
So
they are living around just under their nose in Abuja, and the people come from a quiet Kaaba, and if that is Zamfara, they will come and get employed, gainfully employed, and Degema man will not get employed in that district. They are the ones that are biased.
All right, Ekiyor.
Already they have is a premeditated bias that they want to use to rope in an innocent man.
All right.
That's what they are wiping that same sentiment now.
What is the criteria used, going by Ngowari Otu's statement, what is the criteria used in selecting or employing these boys?
Yes, normally, when someone comes for a job, we do the interviews, we look at the shorties and guarantors, and then we profile them, and then we take them on a training. We take them on a training for 6 months. I will train them. While we are training them, we are feeding them and giving them stipends for 6 months. I will train them. Once I scale to the training, I will now brought to the organization and then deployed where need be.
All right. Okay.
Those are the criteria.
Ken from Woji is saying, please, can you make him answer the question in a yes or no answer or word? Are the Amama soldiers armed or not? What will your answer be to Ken, please?
You know, when someone is asking me, I'm talking to you now, and I'm Boma by name, and you are asking me, I will ask me, say, Boma, are you Boma? What do you expect me to say? You just call the name. You say, Boma, are you Boma? You know what is security out in the shower to the person. You are still asking.
So you're saying you carry arms. So you're saying you carry arms now. Hello.
We are not committed.
Okay.
No, we are not committed.
Okay.
We are not committed.
Okay.
We are security organization
All right.
that is relating. We are equivalent to insurgents, to quell kidnappers in that Emo Kalabari road. Of course, we are security authorities. That's
All right.
what we are. Personnel.
Can I hope he has been able to answer your question? He said they're not choristers. Any which ways, for you listening, call me right now 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Also 0817-923-0007. You know the conversation. What are your thoughts concerning? How do you think non-state actors, non-state security agencies or outfits can be monitored so that issues like this, accusations and counter-accusations, will not, happen? I've got Fine Mind. Fine Mind is calling from Port Harcourt. Fine Mind, welcome. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good evening, Carla.
Welcome. Please talk to me.
You see, while I would commend the Royal Fouche guys, the Amama Soldiers, for their work on that Calabari MOR road, I really commend them because they have actually reduced that crime on that, especially kidnapping and other criminal activities that were going on there. While I commend them for that, I will categorically say that most of them that are recruited into that vigilante outfit or whatever it's called,
security
are
outfits,
not actually qualified to wield the arm that they wield. I don't know why the spokesperson or whoever you are interviewing is finding it difficult to admit directly that these guys wield arms. They wield arms. It's just that everybody knows. So the problem there is that most of them that wield these arms, they are not trained enough, they are not well trained to wield these arms. And definitely, when you give arms to people that are not qualified to wield it, the possibility of them committing crime with it, indulging in excess, are very, very wide. This one is just something that, has gotten widespread outrage. That is why, it's getting the attention. They have been perpetrating a lot of, crimes.
When you say, do you have evidence to that
so
effect?
So what I am calling on the leader of this outfit to do is to, call these guys to order. Call your boys to order. Yes, right. We don't, underestimate what you are doing. It cannot be emphasized because they have done very well in terms of security. You hardly hear of kidnappers since they came on board. But it is also pertinent for you to train these guys well. Right. Let them know what are required for before a person uses an arm. You don't use an arm to settle an issue between a boyfriend and a girlfriend. You call and go and settle it. Or maybe a landlord and the tenant. No.
All right, fine, man. I've got to go.
To protect, the areas that have been, drafted out to protect.
All right.
So they have been indulging in some excesses, which I believe that it is difficult for this person that you are interviewing now.
All right. Fine, man. Thank you. Fine, man. I've got to go. I've got to go. You stay.
I traverse that road, so I know what happens on that area.
All right.
So they should be very, very sincere and open, and also call their boys to order.
All right. Thank you very much. Fine, man. I've got to go really now. Anonymous caller from Port Harcourt, please, can I hear your thoughts on this?
Yes. You will not allow me to speak after wasting all this time.
No, go ahead.
The Amama Soldiers, popularly known as Amama Soldiers, they are the Royal Fouche. The Royal Fouche Security Company is a well-registered and well-trained organization which I am well aware of. They have their own rules in place, and at the same time, they have their norms. They are trained by some retired military lifestyle. They don't go home with their arms. They don't carry on the streets when they are not on this.
Are you a member? Are you a member of Royal Fouche?
That I cannot tell you on the phone now.
All right.
But I'm telling you about the norms, the operational schedule of this organization. The age of one of Nigeria that this is to see that he has put in this great apparatus, highly trained expertise. these men are trained. We have their map here, Papa Soldiers.
All right.
The Papa Soldiers are the female unit. They are also well trained. They are well trained and they are documented. They have even gone to the DSS screening.
Okay.
So it is not something that they are not trained. Yes, they carry arms. You know they carry arms because they are not carry arms. Just like our spokesman said. They don't carry arms, they carry arms.
All right.
You cannot go and fight fidelity with the pencil or Bible. But I want it to be pointed out clear that people or persons can designate security personnel and can go at extreme to commit different serious crimes. So what transpired in Degema is still very, very sketchy.
All right.
They don't change their passengers are behind that.
All right. Thank you very much, Anonymous. Yeah. Thank you. There should be an investigation, you say. I just found out that there is a Papa Soldiers. Interesting. Braid from Mile 1, welcome, Braid. Quickly, there is a commercial coming up, so quickly.
Greetings to Mr. Batubo and also greetings to the spokesman of Fouche.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Batubo, if you have known the Royal Fouche, they have done tremendously well to the Calamari community.
Okay.
Now, what is happening in Degema? That is the ancestral home of the Boma, which is the Pokuma. And whatever the Degema are doing, how many times, how many people have they killed? How many Calabari people they've killed?
Now, so because Braid, you know the rules on the show. So because someone did something bad does not mean that everything another person does in reaction is good.
No, when it comes to the Degema and the Pokuma, if the Pokuma say, look, this area, this is our boundary, we don't get to that place. For God's sake, why can't they coordinate themselves?
All right.
Why must they carry a course to pass through Ipokuma?
So my question then is, does that also not give you the right to take the laws into your hand? But I'm sorry, Braid, I cannot take any more of your toast. I have to go for another commercial. When we come back from the commercial break, I will take the final words of the spokesperson for Royal Fouche.
My guys, I'm always on the go. But I never miss any match day because with the new show Match Premier League app, every match day is my day. Stream the Premier League live on the new show Match app for just 2,900 monthly. Chicken change for you and chicken change for me.
Yes, so you've heard Obi Kubana. Join the excitement and stream all 380 games of the Premier League live on your mobile. Download and subscribe to the new Showmax app today. Showmax, streaming for Africa.
So that's how we got to the restaurant too. And it was amazing.
Babes, are you okay?
Sore throat is often caused by bacteria and viruses. It feels like you're having a party in your throat. You need Strepsils. It soothes the pain, plus it fights the germs with 2 germ-killing actives. Dual antibacterial action in 1 lozenge.
As I was saying, it was amazing.
Bye-bye sore throat. Take Strepsils. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please consult a doctor.
Oh yes, Nasco quality cornflakes are so full of nourishing goodness because they are whole-flaked cornflakes. Whole-flaked cornflakes are made by a natural flaking process that retains all the natural goodness of the whole corn for whole nutrition, whole taste, and whole crunchiness for the whole family. So next time you're eating cornflakes, make sure it's whole-flaked Nasco cornflakes. Nasco cornflakes, nourishing goodness anytime.
Nigeria Info. Right back after this.
This is Nigeria's #1 talk radio station. Nigeria Info.
Indeed, we are back, but we are wrapping up right now. And of course, you know the conversation. We have been looking at the reaction from Royal Fouche, alias Amama Soldiers. And I've been speaking with the spokesperson, Ekiyor-zua Boma Daniels. Ekiyor, we've come to the final part of the show. So, I mean, first of all, what are your reactions to the callers? Some of them have called in and they have said, they've said one or two, some for, some against. What is your take and your final words, please?
Yes, it's good that at least we have a sense of appreciation of my efforts, which encourages us to do more and do the best of be at our best. But the other man, one of the contributors mentioned that there are excesses.
Yeah,
so people handling weapons and all of that. And he said it's the human excesses. It's not in this context we are talking about a particular issue that has happened. In the context that we are discussing at the subject at hand, there is none in this matter, and that's what I'm trying to say to him.
But let's look at this argument. Could there be the possibility that, as a result of excesses from previous occasions, that all of those could have trickled down into the situation, and the possibility that one of your members, decided to, take that excesses or the excesses to a new height? Is that possible? I don't know.
So that kind of possibility is not in our head. We are not, all the persons that were posted to their principles were on their principles as when this incident happened. And none of our personnel moved away from his principles with his working materials or tools or vehicles or anything equipment.
All right.
So that is why we are saying that in our record, this is what we have found out and we've investigated, and this is our position. So the person has a right to his opinion, we agree on that. But we are saying it over and over and say that what we are doing in Emo-Akalalaye Road is a well thought out project for reaching out to help the people. So we cannot go and harm those that we are helping from miscreants and kidnappers and hoodlums. So we cannot do that. So that is the point. And our training and the way we are structured, we cannot down into such pettiness.
Okay,
I can assure you and tell you that.
I've got to stop you at this point. This is how far we can travel on the show this day. But thank you very much.
We could allow the police to do their proper investigation. Let them conclude the investigation before they come out to the public, because they have already concluded and said they are still investigating.
All right,
so that is what
I've got to go now. But thank you very much, Ekiyor-zua, Boma Daniel, spokesperson with Fouche. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
All right, conversations continue. Just stay tuned to 92.3 Nigeria Info.